Hi crafters, it's Chris from Crafts with Chris, and don't you just love that card? So we're going to make that card today. Thanks for stopping by. If you are new here to my channel, I do offer free crafting tutorials, mostly using Stampin' Up products, and I would love for you to consider subscribing below, and don't forget to ring that bell so you receive the most current updates of my videos. Let's go ahead and get started on that card. For our cardstock today, you're going to need a piece of mint macaroon. This is cut A2 size, so it's 5.5 by 8.5, fold at 4 1/4. You're going to need 2 pieces of Whisper White. These are measured 5 1/4 by 4. You also will need a piece of the Garden Lane Designer Series paper. This is the piece I'm going to use today. Any of these pieces will work, and this paper is currently on sale because it is retiring. This is the stamp set we're going to use today under my umbrella, and this also does come with a coordinating punch. You can bundle those together and save 10%. So with this stamp set, this little umbrella here, we're going to stamp that 3 times on our Garden Lane Designer Series paper. So your paper just has to be big enough to stamp this out 3 times. For the ink color today, we're just going to use basic gray. So I'm bringing in that piece of Designer Series paper. I've got the little small umbrella, basic gray, and you're going to just stamp this out 3 times. So once we have these stamped out, we're going to bring in our punch. We're going to punch these out. As you can tell, this punches multiple layers to this. So I like to get the most out of my Designer Series paper. So instead of stamping this and ruining a lot of the paper on pieces that I don't need, what I'll do is I'll take my paper snips and I'll cut these into little squares. Here's a great trick to do to save on your papers when you're using your punches. These I bought at the dollar store. They're just little post-it sticky notes here. They got stick right here. What I'll do is I'll take this, I'll just stick it on here anywhere randomly, and then what you can do is you can slide it into your punch where you want it, line it up. I give it a little pressure, and then I'll pull this out, and then I'll just punch that out. Or if you didn't really want to tug it out because it can move on you, you can just cut through it. It cuts through nice and easy. And these are dollar store flags. You get a whole mess of them in there, so it's up to you. And then this way you're not wasting a lot of paper trying to finagle the piece in there, because otherwise you really can't with this little piece of paper. It is really hard to get it in your punch and line it up without help. That is one of my favorite tricks I like to use when you have the multiple punches and you only want a certain part of the punched out. So I've just pushed those off to the side. I'm going to bring in this piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to punch out 3 of the umbrella handles. So I've just set those guys aside. We're going to assemble those a little later. I'm bringing in one of those pieces of Whisper White. And this here is one of my favorite embossing folders. I've been using it like crazy. This is the Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder. So you're just going to take this piece of Whisper White, just run it through your die cutting machine with this folder. So this is the piece of paper once it's embossed. I got to tell you guys, I'm having a heck of a time recording my videos with everybody being home. And my son, I must have recorded this part with my paper about 800 times because he's been pounding up and down the stairs, making all kinds of noise, and he knows I'm recording. So it's taken me forever to get this video recorded. But anyways, this is how your paper will look. I just love this folder. It is one to definitely have in your collection. So that we're going to set aside. So we're just going to bring in that piece of Whisper White. We're going to take the basic gray again. I'm using the sentiment out of here. No matter the weather, we're friends forever. So I'm just going to ink that down. I'm going to do some die cutting on here. So I'm going to go ahead and just stamp this here so I have enough room for my die cut. And that is blurry. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that again. I moved my stamp. Much better. So these are the Stitch So Sweetly dies. These dies are another great item to have in your collection. So on these dies, I'm going to take from the smallest in, so it's the second smallest. We're going to take this frame and you're going to run that through your die cutting machine to cut that out. So we're going to start to assemble this card. I'm going to bring back in these umbrellas. I'm going to flip them over here, and I'm just going to take my snail adhesive and I'm going to put a little bit on here so I can stick my umbrella handles down. So then you're just going to take one of your umbrella handles and stick that on there. I want all my umbrella handles facing the same way. That's just my preference. So it's up to you if you want them all in the same way, or it doesn't matter. So there's my umbrellas. What we're going to do is bring in our piece of mint macaroon, our card base here, and we're just going to go ahead and give that a good crease. And we're going to stick this on in the front, but before we do that, I'm going to take some snail adhesive. Just going to put some back here. And this mint macaroon textured ribbon here, we're going to cut a piece big enough so we can wrap it around the back. And I put it about, I left about 1/4 of the bottom, and then I just placed my ribbon there. This ribbon's so pretty. So, and then we're going to go ahead and glue this to the front of our card. I just love the way this looks already without anything on it. It's still so pretty. So I'm going to take this piece of Whisper White. That's going to be glued on the inside of your card so you have some place to write. Plus, I love the look of this. It just makes your card look just that much more finished. So now what we're going to do is bring in some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, and we're going to put those on the back of our umbrellas. So I've just put 3 dimensionals on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the end, and I'm going to place one at the very end. And then I'm going to take my other one, place that at the other end, right about where I placed this one. And then I could put my center one. I can center that a little better because they're both down right now. So just like that. And then this right here, I've just put some snail adhesive on here, and I put this right here, right in the center, and then your umbrella handle is on top. Isn't that super cute? But of course you have to add bling to it. So I'm bringing in the rhinestones. Take a pick tool. This tool is wonderful. It does so many things. You're going to just take these little rhinestones. I just put them right at the bottom just to give it a little bit of bling. So there's your finished card. Isn't that so cute? You could rattle off a whole bunch of these. They're super easy to make, but I just love this. So I'll leave all the information in the link of the video of all the materials used and how you can purchase those materials. Right now, there's a whole bunch of stuff retiring. So you want to get in there and look at the retiring list. There's a lot of deep discounts on some of them retiring items. So I'll go ahead and leave that information in the link of the video too. So I hope you guys are all staying healthy and staying safe. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe below and don't forget to ring that bell. I also offer a newsletter that I would love for you to sign up for. You will get 30 free card ideas just for signing up. Thanks for watching.